Okay. All right. I think I'm here in all the places. It has been too long since I've done this circle of light meditation. It's been a busy summer. And lots of social activities and events, which is great in many ways. So I was thinking about what to talk about this evening and what to focus on for meditation. And I always think when I do these, I'm always thinking about, well, what's happening in my life, and whatever, I'm noticing and experiencing is often what is kind of mirrored in the collective. And what we're experiencing, a lot of us are experiencing right now is we're kind of in this like suspended state of, just for me at least, I'm experiencing, just observing what's happening around us. I talk about the 3D world a lot, and some of you may know what that means. A lot of you probably know what that means. It's like the mainstream sort of the media, just the way society flows in the workplace, and a lot of the division, the chaos, the things that aren't necessarily the way we all want to feel anymore. And what I feel is happening is a lot of us who are moving into higher states of consciousness, who are peeling away from that world. And there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of energy that the 3D is just raging and trying to get us sucked back in, trying to pull us back in. And it's not as, what I'm going to say may not be what some of you might expect, but I feel that it's asking us to choose, to pick sides, to pick, you're either here or you're either there. If you're not with us, then you're with them. And that sort of, how do I want to say it? That it's a false dichotomy. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's how we keep ourselves separate. It's how they keep us separate from each other and from sort of that unity consciousness. So as much as we can, as much as we can be aware of lots of attempts to kind of put us into two camps, to keep us fighting with each other, to keep us separated. The more we can be aware of those attempts, the more we can move into higher states of consciousness, which is empathy, love, forgiveness, understanding, compassion. It's very hard. It's harder. It's easier said than done. And if you're listening to this, that's probably one of your biggest tasks. How do we find empathy and compassion when some people we know and love have been, really challenging to us, difficult, mean, nasty? How do we, and for those world leaders who have lied to us, manipulated us, harmed us, and how do we rise above? How do we have forgiveness and compassion, just as Jesus taught? I've been reading a lot about Jesus and the true history of Jesus, and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. It's really fascinating. So how do we do that? Well, it's easier said than done, but that's what we're being asked to do. And also we're seeing a lot of people who are really suffering. There's death. There's a lot of death and sickness. And a lot of us know where that came from lies, from manipulation, from coercion. And it's like, nobody wants to say, I told you so, it's a horrible way to operate in a being, and that's not a loving thing to think or to say, even though some of us may think it. But how can we rise above that? Because that's an ego-based thing. I was right, you were wrong, and truth is all relative anyway. But how can we still find common ground with people and help them and help people as one by one, as we awaken, as people, and it's happening, not as quickly as some of us would like, but people are starting to awaken. And so with that, with the awakening, with it's hard when you wake up to truth, and it's to what, seeing through the illusions, but it's at your own, it's due to some sort of pain or suffering that you've experienced or that somebody else has experienced. And it comes down to not trusting, no longer giving our power away to what the media is telling us, to what world leaders or government leaders or whoever, corporate leaders, different agency leaders are telling us, and questioning everything, questioning. There's some truth, there's some non-truth. So having said all of that, what I personally do is I spend a lot of time outside, just going for walks, hugging trees. I just today picked a bunch of grapes and picked some blueberry. We have some grapevines, taking care of our wounded chicken, and who was attacked by a fox, and amazingly she survived. Being with our homeschool friends, we're starting to do more homeschool stuff this fall. We took a break in the summer. And just living in that reality and just not paying attention. It's like it's a highway. They're on this kind of this insane stuff is happening on this other highway, and we're aware of it, and we engage with people who are still buying into it, and we're helping them, and we're trying to be patient and calm, and just speaking some things that might help somebody awaken when we feel the need or when we feel the desire in our heart. And a lot of times we don't say anything. We just hold space. We're anchoring that vibration of forgiveness and kindness and compassion and rising above it. Empathy doesn't mean we allow ourselves to be walked on, to be, verbally abused or to be treated with discrimination, but speaking our truth and whatever however we can come from that place of love. So I think, the best thing that I would say to those of you who are wondering how do we be? How can we be? It's hard. It's still challenging. There's all these things that are coming up, and it's, there's this things happening on the world level, but then there's all this stuff happening in our personal lives as well. We're being asked to break so many patterns, ancestral patterns, past life patterns, working with our inner child, healing our wounded inner child. There's so much healing that we're all doing, healing all the time. And it can get exhausting. It's like, can you just stop? I just want to stop healing. I want to stop having to look at my shadows. I want to stop having to look at my limiting beliefs. And so, you can actually say to spirit, to your higher self, to your angels, guides, to God, whoever you want to connect with, can you slow it down a little bit? Can you slow it down, knowing that at some level you asked for this? Your higher self said, okay, this is the lifetime, and this is what we've all signed up for. When we break a lot of patterns, this is how we help humanity shift in these higher states of consciousness, as above, so below, as within, so without. So we must do our inner work, and be a lot. How can we feel safe enough and feel that we're held enough to go in, dig in deep, and really look at what are some unconscious patterns we've been engaged in, or thoughts that aren't really for our highest good anymore, and how can we move through those? And of course, I'm biased, but I did just read a book called Tools for the Awakening Soul, which I am just really proud of, because it's all in there. It's what I've done. It's what I've helped clients do, and I still help clients do. I teach classes on it. So I encourage you to pick up a copy, because it's kind of lays it all out, how to work through the ego, how to work through the inner child. And it takes people, though some of you have been reading it, and I've talked to a few of you who finished it. Just want to say I bow to you, because it's a lot to do that work. It takes a lot of courage. And even if you just open it up and looked at it, even, that still, give yourself some credit. That takes a lot. Just, whether it's my book or somebody else's book, it's just a way to really move through the stuff. And so I repeat myself all the time, it seems like, but, what's the recipe that I found that, really helps me? Strong spiritual practice. Who are you connecting with? Pray. Who are you talking to? We're going to connect with Archangel Raphael this evening, asking for help, asking for guidance. What's then feeling the light in your body, connecting with your heart, quieting the mind every day, taking that time to just clear out the thought chatter, just bring in space. You can bring in light, you can do the spiritual connection at the same time. Those two things are essential for moving into higher states of consciousness, absolutely essential. It's kind of like Think of it as like food, shelter, water, clothing. Like that is how we need those things to sustain us through this time. So there's a few other things. One is just, being outside in nature just clears out the heavy vibrations, finding joy, just trying to, well, whether I just did a session with somebody today and we were talking about just go outside and go for a walk, like just take some breaths, drink some water, go for a walk. It's simple as that. Clearing any energy that you pick up and taking some time to really examine, just ask questions, even though there's the book that I wrote and there's writing reflections in there, which I definitely recommend, but if you don't feel like you're quite ready for that, or you want to do that all the time, of course, we go through different ebbs and flows, just start to ask yourself questions like, what is it that I might be missing? Is there a belief that I'm holding that isn't necessarily true anymore for me? What does this thought mean for me? Is this helpful? And just starting to dissect and pick them apart is how things will start to shift. I am doing a class that a few of you are in here with my dear friend Heidi Simons called Into the Light. And it's a soul journey class to guide anybody who wants to support moving through these writing reflections in the book, to do it with us live, an online class for 6 months, every other week. One of the classes with me where I'm teaching a little bit about the various chapters, doing a meditation. We do a writing reflection together right there in the class, which is if you're putting it off, if you're putting off the writing reflections and doing some of the ego stuff, here's a chance to get some support. And then a few weeks later, you'll be with Heidi. That'll be a supportive group to share what you're experiencing. Know you're not alone, to hear from others who are going through the same thing themselves. I encourage you to check that out as well. That starts at the end of September. So I wanted to do a meditation this evening to bring in light and bring in the energy of Archangel Raphael. We live in the woods and we have chickens and we love it so much, but they're like our pets, we treat them like we love them. We use their eggs, right? The other day we were all outside and the chickens, a few of us were outside in the back and the chickens were away in the front yard in the front woods, and we heard the squawking and there was a fox that had attacked one of our chickens and the fox had her in his mouth. My husband ran out. We all ran out. He got there first. He scared the fox away and he dropped the chicken, or she dropped the chicken. She survived. She's all wounded, but she's okay. We have her in our house now, in a little insulate or secure area. And she's healing, but thank goodness. And the vet was kind of like, it's amazing. I can't believe she survived. We did find a chicken vet. And we were treating her wounds and I was doing like Reiki on her and asking Archangel Raphael every day to help her heal. My kids just love her. Her name's Miranda. So it's just kind of amazing how well she's doing and how she's healing. And I was thinking about, why did this happen? And what is there learning for me? And I realized that is what a lot of us have been through. We've been attacked and we've been wounded, and but we've survived, like this chicken. And this is the first time I've actually vocalized this, so it's interesting. I was thinking about it, and this is the first time I'm actually talking about it. And how did she survive? I believe, we were singing to her, we were telling her we loved her, bringing light in her body. So even if you don't have a physical health issue, but just we feel there's damage for a lot of us. Our hearts have been hurt. There's sadness, there's anger. We've had just our emotional bodies like beat up by this, this raging, feels like a war. I said one day to my husband, I feel like I just got the crap beaten out of me for past 2 years, and it gets exhausting. But if, this chicken feels that love, and for whatever reason, it's her sole purpose to be a warrior, to keep moving, to keep staying alive, even though she's got a bunch of, wounds that are healing still. Some of us can feel like that we have wounds, but we're stronger for it. Look how resilient we are. Look how strong we are and how we have this community of light workers, of people that are awakening like you, all here listening, right? And then if you want a deeper community, there's that class I mentioned, there's the New Earth Collective I facilitate that meets every month, virtually and in person, so you can feel that support. It's really important to feel it from other humans and then from divine guidance. Light, 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 light. So let's bring in that light to help us heal, either physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Okay, so let's take a moment and you can close your eyes. Just take a deep breath in. Slow exhale. Breathing in deeply again. At the top of this inhale, just hold your breath. Just feel this beautiful expansion in your heart and lungs, and pause here. Slowly exhale out. The belly sink in, let your shoulders drop, just letting go of any tension, anything your body is willing to release in this moment. Let it flow out. One last deep full inhale. Breathing in light, hope, peace, strength, love, unconditional self-love. Filling up your heart, and then slowly exhaling, release intentionally and slowly, anchoring into your body, beginning to let go. Now just allow your breath to flow as it wants to, in and out. Giving yourself permission to just pause, to connect inward. It's like taking a big drink of water after you've been thirsty for a while. It's just so refreshing to go inward and connect with your innermost being. And so let's just take a moment here and check in with your heart, and even put your hand over your heart. How is your heart doing? And your other hand, put your other hand on your solar plexus, which is right above your belly button. How is your power center doing? Just assessing, scanning. Is your breath able to flow fully and move cleanly through your body? Or does it feel like there's some areas where the breath or the flow gets stuck? If so, take another deep, full breath and just exhale it out, even hearing the sigh. And feel your belly rising and falling. Feel the hands on your body as healing hands. And through your hands, feel energy be flowing in through the top of your head, through your crown, traveling down through your third eye, through your heart, down through your arms, channeling light. And this light, this green, emerald green light, flows through your whole body. There's also some white, golden light in there. It's the energy of Jesus of Nazareth, the Christed One, and of Archangel Raphael. They're both here. Allow yourself to receive this divine healing, this light. flowing through your own hands. If you want to move your hands to different parts of your body, you're welcome to do that. Feel this ascended master, this high dimensional, multi-dimensional being known as the one known as Yeshua, as Jesus, sharing this light. And feel this Archangel from the Most High, Raphael, sharing his light. Feel it pouring on top of your body, flowing through your body, through every cell. Feel your cells soaking it up like sponges, this luminescent green, crystalline, sparkling rainbow golden light. Like a body of water when it sparkles when the sunlight and the rays hit it just the right way. Feel these sparkles flowing through your bloodstream. You may be aware of more beings of light approaching you now. They're circling you, they're surrounding you. There may be multidimensional beings like Pleiadians or Arcturians. They're very powerful energy healers, and they're able to pull out any debris, devices, gunk, implants, negative, low vibrational stuff that doesn't belong in your body. Allow them to remove that from this life and all other lifetimes, from this dimension and all other dimensions, from this planet and all other planets that you have incarnated upon. Psychic surgery. Feel it all being removed, sucked away, pulled out of your body. It's not helping you. Maybe there's been axes and daggers that have been lodged in your body by people who are unconscious, and in their unconscious sort of state of not being awake, of rage, of lashing out, of fear. Forgive them, for they knew not what they did, or they know not what they do. Yet it still can hurt, it still hurt. And allow those wounds, once the bullets have been removed, allow them to begin healing. You are safe now. You are protected. You know how to protect yourself now from the shock of what you've been through. Your body is so strong and so resilient. And you now allow your body to release any energy, any emotions, anything that is not welcome, is not helping you, that is no longer necessary or needed or wanted in your body. Allow it also to be removed fully and completely. Magnet sucking out, pulling on something else magnetic. Feel this being pulled out of your body. Like a bathtub draining out water. Feel this all being sucked out. And then when you're ready, allow the light to flow, to cauterize the wounds. The light comes in, this warming light, healing up the wounds like white blood cells flowing into an area that's been harmed, that's been injured. Feel your body doing its job. Feel the divine light supporting your body and healing. You're safe here. You're safe now. It is safe for you to heal. It is safe for me to heal. Think this. You even say it out loud. It is safe for me to heal. It is safe for me to heal. I am now healing. I am now healing. I am now healing. Feel this light encircling you, wrapping you, swaddling you like swaddling clothes of a baby. Feel yourself being held by Mother Mary, by Kuan Yin, by the Arcturian mothers, by your guardian angel, by your higher self, by the divine presence of all that is, of source energy, of God. Remember that you are one with this energy, that you are one with the light, that you are the light. You can repeat this aloud or think this aloud. I am one with the light. I am one with the light. I am one with the light. Know that if you feel that you need more time for healing, you can take more time and ask these divine beings to stay with you, to provide you this healing for a little bit longer. I know that you can do this whenever you choose. Just set the intention. I would like healing now, please. Close your eyes and just absorb it through this light, through the green, crystalline, gold, and white light. And allow yourself, give yourself permission to just do this for a few minutes here and there. Continuing to nurture yourself with unconditional self-love. Stepping across the rainbow bridge, walking across this dimensional space, as we already are, dipping our toes in over and over into fifth dimensional living, into being in oneness with each other, and with the elements of the earth. I'm going to bring your hands in prayer position to your heart center. I welcome you to do that, or leave them over your heart or just in your lap. But let's just give thanks and honor these divine beings of light, Archangel Raphael, Jesus of Nazareth, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Arcturians and Pleiadians, and any other being of light, our guardian angels, any other being of light who's been here with us, supporting us in this experience. And they bow back, happy to be of service. And just feel that light sitting with you, staying with you now from this moment forward permanently. So whenever you're ready, just take a moment to take a deep breath in, exhale out, and begin to stretch out, moving your body. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. I hope that was helpful for you in some way. I'm actually able to see some few comments now on Facebook, which usually never lets me see until after, but I'm so glad that this was helpful for those of you who've been here. And I hope that it continues to stay, that this healing that we allow continues to, that sometimes we don't want to allow it, right? Sometimes there's something in our subconscious that wants that it's unfamiliar, right? It's unfamiliar to allow in healing because it's different. It's like we're used to being victims, we're used to being in pain, we're used to our suffering, it's familiar. So just saying, I'm just going to allow this for a few minutes, I'm just going to see what happens. And am I still safe? It's like, am I still safe? Okay, yes. Am I still safe now? Yes. So it can be very interesting what can happen when we are used to a certain way of being. So yes, I can't wait for the class either. Thank you, Kelly, Caroline, Eliza, for being here. Hi, everybody else. Hi, Brett. Hi, Joan. I can see some of you guys here. And then on Facebook, I don't have no idea who's there because it doesn't show me. Facebook for you. So anyway, yes, the class they mentioned is Into the Light class. Yes, I'm all tried here. I'm so glad that you're here too. So to have support, feel free to check out this class, like I mentioned. And it's so much more powerful when we come together in a group of people, a group of souls amplifying our light, as you may have felt. Hi, Christina, you're welcome. And it's amplified. Even if it was virtual, right? In person's, clearly a lot better, but virtual, the energy still moves. So hopefully this was helpful in some way, and I will be back. I think I'm doing this now, I don't even know, 2 times a month. I can't remember when, if it was the 2nd and 4th, maybe Wednesday of every month. Sometimes I haven't been able to do it because I have other gatherings happening, and we've been doing a lot of different things like wilderness skills with Caroline's husband Lou. We learned how to make fire. We've done some flower essence gatherings. This is all at the New Earth Collective, that group I facilitate. We've done, soon we're doing craniosacral gathering with Alicia Lawrence. That'll be next week, where we're all going to practice in person doing craniosacral work. It's going to be awesome. And then after that, I'll be doing a virtual Mother Mary activation using the Sophia Code by Kaya Ra, which is an awesome divine feminine activation book. Highly recommend getting if you don't have it. And that you can drop into that if you're not part of the New Earth Collective, or you can join and come. It's going to be a very powerful healing activation. So lots of things going on. I'm doing some podcasts coming up. I'm excited. I'll be on this podcast called Expanding Reality 2 different times with a guy I just connected with, Stuart Pierce, who does angel work, Brandon Thomas, Amy Belair, and then my friend Ben Carroll, who's an awesome sound healer. He's the one that connected me. So hopefully you'll check that out. That'll be like a group talk, and I'll be an in-person one. I have a book signing coming up this Friday at Root, Rind, and Petal in Brunswick, Maine. That's going to be from 4 to 7. If you want to say hi, get your book signed, pick up a book if you don't have one and get it signed. I also got some bookmarks. I don't know if I brought them with me, but I have some new bookmarks that I'm going to be giving out. So anyway, a lot of cool stuff coming up. So I'm very excited. It's just very busy. I went to bed way too late last night. So, all right. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all so much for being here. Keep anchoring that light. That's how we're going to move through this. Just what we did today, bringing in the light, asking for help, allowing it, moving through this stuff. This is how we shift, and we're doing it. So one step at a time. Okay. Many blessings. Much love. Bye.